Good afternoon to everyone. I am Dr. Anil Kumar Sahu. I am going to discuss very important topics. The name of topic is directional coupler. This topic is belongs to Unit 4. This topic belongs to Unit 4 in microwave engineering. Now we have to discuss directional couplers. So in this topics we have to discuss what is the we will define the directional couplers. What are the types of directional couplers, application of directional couplers, and performance parameters of the directional couplers. So here, let us begin with the definition first. So here you can see that directional coupler is nothing but a microwave waveguide assemblies which is used to sample a small amount of power, or it is used to couple some small amount of power from one port to another port. So for the coupling purpose, we are using the directional couplers. So directional couplers is nothing but waveguide assemblies which is used to couple small amount of power. Right. So here we will see that before going to be the types of directional couplers. Now let us see what is the structures of your directional couplers. So here you can see that the directional couplers are 4 port device: port 1, port 2, port 3, port 4. Now you can see that from the port 1 we are applying certain amount of incidence, certain amount of power. That power is called incidence power, and it is written by the PI. Right? And here we are once we are applying the incidence power, we are receiving some small amount of power, that is called received power, and we can represent it by the PR. Right, or received power. And once we are applying the incident power from port 1 and port 2, some small amount of power is coupled into port 4. That is called, and that power is called forward coupled power, and that is going to be represented by PF. Now, ideally there is no back power, but in the practically some small amount of back power is there. So back power can be represented by PP, right? So here now let's go for the understanding the operations of the directional couplers. These directional couplers are nothing but single hole type of directional coupler. It is also called breadth directional couplers. So now let's begin with their operations. So now for understanding the operations, we will apply some input power into from port number 1, it is received to port number 2, and here you can see that we are applying the input power from port 1 into received by port 2. Because of this single hole, breadth of the holes, there is a small amount of power can be coupled into the port number 4, right? And nothing will come into this port 3, right? So this is the first case. Second case, if these directional couplers are bidirectional couplers. These directional couplers are two types, unidirectional as well as bidirectional. Let us assume it is your bidirectional directional couplers. If you are applying the input from port 2, then it will receive by port 1, and the small amount of power is going to be coupled into port 3. So this is the second case, right? Means nothing will come at port number 4. So here you can see another case. If we are applying the input into port number 3, input power, and then small amount of power you can receive at port number 4, and some of the power is coupled into port number 2, nothing will come at port number 1. Similarly, if we apply some input power to your port number 4, it is going to be received by port number 3, as well as some small amount of power is going to be coupled at port number 1. Nothing will come at port number 2. So from the figure itself, we can say that your port number 1 and port number 3 both are ideally isolated. Means port number 1 and 3, these are isolated port. Right? Isolated port. Similarly, port number 2 and port number 2 and 4 both are called isolated port. isolated port. Now you can see that what are the measuring parameters? What are the measuring parameters? We will see that, right? So what are the performance parameters for this particular single hole or breadth type directional coupler? So here three important parameters are here, which is used to identify the performance of the directional coupler. First one is the coupling factor, second one is the directivity, and third one is your isolations. You can remember this like CDI, right, or CID. In this form also you can remember, or DIC. There is different trick. You can either use DIC, digital integrated circuit, or CID, right? Directivity, isolation, and this is nothing but coupling factor. Coupling factor, isolation, or directivity. So these are the three important performance parameters. So here let us define what we mean by the coupling factor. So coupling factor, you can see now here, coupling means here you can see that whenever you are applying incidence power, this incidence power is going to be coupled at port number 4. So here this is the coupling power and this is the incidence power. Whenever you will take the ratio of incidence power, so incidence power and coupling forward coupled power, this is called couple factor. So couple factor defined as it is the ratio of incidence power upon forwarded coupled power. So coupling factor C is equal to 10 log of Pi upon Pf. Right. Similarly, we can define the directivities. What do we mean by the directivity? So directivity is the ratio of forward power upon reflected power. Here you can see that this is your directivity. Directivity is nothing but this forwarded coupled power upon back power. So here you can see that directivity is a ratio of forward power upon backward power. So 10 log of forward power upon backward power gives you the directivities. And what is the isolation factor? Isolation is defined as, isolation means you can see that these port number 1 and port number 3 both are isolated. That means port 1 incidence power and port 3 is reflected power. So here isolation is defined as it is the ratio of incidence power upon back power. Right. So here you can see that there is relations among all these three. What is the relations among all these three? You can conclude that your isolation factor is a sum of coupling factor and directivities. Right. See, you can see that isolation factor is a sum of your coupling factor and directivity, because isolation is Pi upon Pb. Right. If you take the value of log value of this, log value of this, log value of this, then you can see that this becomes Pi upon Pf into Pf upon Pb. So this get cancelled out. So ultimately your isolation factor is sum of coupling factor plus directivities. Now if you talk about the applications, so application is to measure the incidence power and reflected power. This directional coupler is used to measure the incidence power as well as reflected power, and it is also used to measure the standing wave ratio. SWR stands for standing wave ratio. Now come to the types of directional couplers. So here we are having two types of directional couplers. Single directional coupler we have studied. Now then we are having two hole directional coupler. So in this you can see that here we are having two holes. Right, in this directional coupler we can see that in the laboratory also we have seen the directional couplers. So these are the two holes A and B, which is separated by lambda g by 4 distance, and these arms is called, this is the auxiliary arms, and these arms is called main arms. So whenever you are applying input at port 3, right, if you are applying the input at port 3, right, this power is going to be received by the outputs, and small amount of power can be escaped from this particular gate A and gate B. So here you can see that gate A and gate B, whatever the field pattern or power it will be received, it is going to be in phase. because it is travel same distance lambda g by 4 and lambda g5. Same, it will be in the same phase because it travels same distance. So this particular point, at this particular point, the power is in the nature of in phase and it is additive nature. So here we are performing additions. We are performing additions, right? Adding the power, because now if you will take, if a small amount of power is going to be, if a small amount of power is transmitting from input from port 4 toward port 3, you can see that some amount of power is going to escape from gate B and some of the power is going to escape from port gate A. So here you can see that it is travel. Here you can see that it travel lambda g by 4 and plus lambda g by 4. So totally it become lambda g by 2. So here you can see that here at this point, whenever any reflected back power will be flow, it is going to be get cancelled out. It is going to be cancelled out. Why? Because these particular waves are traveling lambda g by 4 and again lambda g by 4. So whatever the phase will be here and whatever the phase you will receive after this, it is cancelled each other. So here you will not get any power because of this back side, right? So this is the property of two hole. Here you can see that nothing is coming out at this port, this auxiliary arm. So we have provided here one matched terminations, right? We have provided the matched terminations. So here these are, because we are not getting any output at these arm, this auxiliary arm. So that's why it is called matched terminations, right? So this is the operations of two-hole directional coupler. It is very important. Now ideally, what should be the value of your C and D? The value of C coupling factor is 20 dB and value of directivity ideally that is 60 dB, right? These are the important value which you have to remember during the experiment. So thank you guys. Hope you understand the concept of directional coupler today.